Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Aisha Siddiqui, back here for another lecture with you all. And we have finished with the idioms part in the last lecture. And we'll be moving forward with another grammar topic. I must be thinking, why am I picking so many grammar topics? It is actually in your book. These all grammar topics, they have only given exercises behind the Pragati book that we are referring to, but no explanations given. So with these lectures that I am doing, you will have all the explanations of the grammar part. And so you all will have all the explanations of the grammar part, and then you all can solve the exercise given behind the book as well. And not only because the exercises are given in the book, we need to do grammar, but if we are doing the subject English, it is definitely very, very important to do the grammar part. Without grammar, our English language is not at all perfect. In fact, nobody's English is perfect, but yes, we can achieve close to it at least. So, doing grammar will actually improve your communication skills. Now, today's topic is something that is not only about communication skills. I always say about the communication skills that you need to improve your English language, the way you speak, the way you communicate, right? But today is something that does not only depend on the way you speak. So much we are focusing on the way we speak, but we are leaving behind that we need to have the writing skills as well. The writing skills are so important in nowadays that if we are not communicating with a person like face to face or on a call, we actually communicate via emails or messages, right? And if we want a we want a proper answer to our email, the language of our email has to have proper grammar, proper language. So we cannot write anything rubbish, or we cannot write anything of our own wills and fancies and just fill in the email and send it. No, we have to make it professional, and we have to correct all the grammatical mistakes that we make in an email while writing. So not only we have to learn the communication skills of speaking, but we also need to learn grammar when we are writing. So, writing skills are as important as speaking skills. So, today we'll be doing something about the writing skills, a topic where we learn how to write an email, what language to use, and where all we need to put all the commas and full stops. So, the topic of today is punctuation. And now, please, people who are starting with the video, don't think that, oh, I know this chapter. I know the topic of punctuation. Why do we need to do punctuation when we're doing bachelor's degree? No, we are not students of school, right? Yeah, but it sounds like punctuation is very much easy and it's only full stops and commas. But it's not only full stops and commas that we are going to learn. We are going to learn why and where we need to put the full stop and commas. Now, you all will also say that you already know that where to put a full stop after a sentence and where to put a comma. But there are not only full stops and commas and colons that come under punctuation. There are a lot more punctuation marks that are added when we write an email or a message professionally at a professional level. So we will start with the punctuation marks, and we will see what all marks are required when we write. Let's start. I'll share my screen. Okay. So the topic of today is punctuation. Moving forward, why do we need to punctuate first? Now, whenever we do a topic, we always ask that why I need to learn this. Why is it important really to learn? Yes, it is definitely important. Punctuation marks are symbols that indicate the structure and organization of a written language. Now, when you want to speak out what you really want to say, or what you really want, what you mean, The other person should understand. You have to use these marks when you're writing an email or a message. Otherwise, you're writing something that only you can understand, but the person who's going to read it will not understand. So there'll be a communication gap, and the things will not work out. Whatever you want or an answer that you require from the other person will not really work out if he does not understand what you've written. To have a proper understanding of the writing language, we need to do these punctuation marks, where all we have to add, where all we have to put the pauses, and where we have to actually stop or make him understand what we are really trying to say. Also, it is very much important for writers. Not only for emails, yes, a day-to-day life, it is required for emails and messages, but a profession of writing, that means for writers, authors, it is really important, because the other person is going to read their book, and if we do not have proper punctuation marks of commas and full stops, we will not understand what story is going on. Now, later on in the further session, you will see how a punctuation mark can create a vast difference. We think punctuation marks are just small commas and full stop, a dot, actually a dot. But a small dot can make a difference. What difference can a comma, a full stop, or a punctuation mark can make? We'll be learning it in the further session. Punctuation marks allows the author's writing to be easy to read and understandable for the reader. So we can actually understand if the punctuation marks are proper. Now, this slide is on lighter note. See, if the correct punctuation is written, uh, actually a person's life can be saved. Now, why a punctuation mark is so much important? It really changes the sentence. How can it change the sentence? Let's see. So the first sentence here is, let's eat grandpa. That means let's go and eat him. So people or children, if there are many children around, and if they really mean, and children do not understand what is said. If someone is just saying, do it, just go and break the glass with the ball. So yes, the child will get up, take a ball and break the glass, right? So they can do anything. A child can do anything. So let's eat grandpa. They will actually start cutting him if he's sleeping there. So it can actually save a person's life. Now, this is on a lighter note, but it is for you all to understand that how a little comma can change the sentence, the meaning of the sentence. And then in the second sentence down there, if you are looking at the slide, there's a small red mark of a comma made, and that shows let's eat grandpa. That means, Grandpa, let's go and eat food. So someone is calling Grandpa to eat food. So that small comma has actually shown that we are going to eat. Let's go and eat Grandpa. That comma has shown. So this is the difference that is made due to the punctuation marks. The power of punctuation. What is the power of punctuation? An English professor asked, now this is also on a lighter note, let's read it. An English professor asked the students to punctuate the following. Now it's a little short story. The boys and the girls out there will really find it interesting. So let's see. A woman without her man is nothing, in inverted commas. A woman without her man is nothing. All the males in the class wrote. So this was the sentence given by the professor, that a woman without her man is nothing. So he said that how can you all put this sentence into punctuation marks? So you all can show me the different punctuation marks anyhow. You all can put the punctuation marks anyhow. So the males wrote that a woman without her man, comma, is nothing. That means a girl or a woman, if she is not having a man, she is nothing without a man. She's only stable and strong because of a man who's supporting her behind. Otherwise, she's weak. So the males wrote, it is not true actually. The boys out there, if you all actually mean this, it is not true. So all the males in the class wrote, a woman without her man, comma, that comma created a difference, is nothing. The difference that it created is a woman without her man is nothing. And the females in the class wrote, a woman, colon, without her, comma, man is nothing. You saw the difference? The difference is actually A woman is saying that without her, that means without a woman, her man is nothing. So without the girl, the man is nothing, because of the girl or the woman's support, the man is working hard and doing everything. So I am not going to support on either of the sentences. So I do not want to fall into that trap. So I am not supporting the males of the sentence. I'm not supporting the females of the sentence. So you all can find out what is right and wrong. But you all saw the difference created because of the punctuation mark. That little comma here and there actually changed a small sentence into two different meanings. The first meaning is opposite to the second meaning. So this is the power of punctuation. So people think punctuation, it's nothing. We just don't need to put commas and full stop. And why will we put it? Nobody even notices it. No, people do notice. When we read a sentence, it is actually noticeable. So these two sentences have really made a difference. I mean, different meanings. Punctuation mark really has power. Okay, now let's go deep into all the punctuation marks one by one. So I'll read out the punctuation marks out there, and then slowly we will do each and every one. The first one is full stop. It is also known as a period. But in Indian or the British language, we say it a full stop. In American language, they also say it a period. Another one is ellipsis mark. Now, this we will see what it is later on. Another one is comma, very commonly used comma. Another one is colon, semicolon, then a question mark. Everyone knows this. Exclamation mark is also very common. Quotation marks we will be doing. Parenthesis. Now, this is something different that mostly people will not know it. So the people who know it, it will be a revision for you all. The people who do not know it, it's something new for you all to learn. Parenthesis. Another one is apostrophe, a common thing. Then hyphen and dash. Now, the difference of hyphen and dash we will learn. People think hyphen and dash is the same thing, but it is not the same thing. So, we'll be doing what is the difference between a hyphen and dash. So, let's move forward for the first one. Punctuation rule number one, with a computer. Now, it means when we are typing an email on a computer or on a phone, use only one space after commas. Now, if I'm advertising for an app known as Grammarly. Now, if you'll download this app, Grammarly app, so while writing an email or a message, the app will actually show you all what mistakes you all have made in writing that sentence. So if you all write something wrong, or if you all have made a spelling mistake, that app corrects it. And if you all have even like do not put the punctuation marks in your sentences, it will show you all where you have to add the punctuation marks. So this app will actually show you all on a computer, but when you are writing in on a pen and paper, so or when you are reading it loud, you all will not understand the punctuation marks. So this app will actually improve your punctuation and English. So it is very good to download it. A suggestion from my side: please download the punctuation. I mean the Grammarly app. It will really help you. So it actually shows you all that if you'll put a comma, you have to put only one space. So only once you'll have to press the space button, space bar down, and not two or three times. Sometimes we put a comma and we like have so much of gap in the middle of the other word. So it is not required. We just need one space. One space, click on one space and it's done. Then you can see on the slide commas, comma, one space, then semicolons, comma, one space, colons, comma, exclamation points, comma, one space, question marks, and quotation marks. Now, people think that whenever we are writing and in the end, when we are stating so many words together, and in the end we write and something, so before the and we do not need a comma. It is wrong. Most commonly made mistake is that people do not add a comma before the and, but there has to be a comma before the and also. So this is a small mistake that we make here and there, but it is very important to know. So you can note down this mistake that Yes, even I at times make it that before the and I do not put a comma. But yes, y'all can keep this in mind, and later on y'all can use this whenever y'all are writing. Rule number two: use no spaces on either side of a hyphen. Sometimes what we do to make a word look very clear, we put a hyphen in the middle, like typewriter. Suppose we want to write typewriter, so we write type, type, put a hyphen and a space, and then we write writer. So before the hyphen no space, after the hyphen no space. We do not need to put spaces between or after, I mean before or after the hyphen. It has to be joined together to show that it is one single word, but it is divided into two. So the hyphen shows that it is divided into two, but does not mean that you have to use spaces. So when you're using this Grammarly app, it will show you that whenever you're putting a space when there are hyphens, it will show you and it will correct you that you do not need that. So for example, I've written here, we borrowed 22 sheets of paper. 22. Now you can see I have not left space before the hyphen there, and I've neither left space after the hyphen there. So these are the two rules when we write an email on the computer or phone. So this is, yeah, yeah. Even when we are writing on a paper, when we put a comma, leave a little one finger space, not one finger, little space, and then write the other one. And on the computer, just one space bar is required. That means only click on once on the space bar. So these are the two rules that people commonly make a mistake of it. Moving forward, what's a full stop? Rules of a full stop. Use a full stop at the end of a complete sentence that is a statement. Everyone knows this. We have to use a full stop at the end. I'm not going to do much of this because we have many more important things to do. Full stop is very simple. Just put a last dot when you finish the sentence. But when you complete the sentence, sometimes after each half little thing, people start putting full stop. No, you can use a comma there. So after the whole sentence is completed, you need to put a full stop. I know that, for example, I know that you would never break my trust intentionally. That means he can break it unintentionally. Sorry, that was on a lighter note. So I know that you would never break my trust intentionally, and a full stop because the sentence is done. Now, here, this was quite easy, but the thing that we actually make a mistake is here. If the last word in a sentence ends with a full stop, we do not need to put another full stop. Now, for example, if I say, I'm going back to the first thing, right? Here, you all can see my name written here by Aisha Siddiqui, and then I have written B.A, that is Bachelor's of Arts, BA dot BN, that is Bachelor's of Education. Again, a dot MA, that is Masters of Arts. A dot MEd, Masters of Education. And I've not put a dot again. So when in a sentence we are using that we have done this degree, or sometimes we actually put a dot in the end. Why? Why a dot is actually put in the end? Not just a minute, let me come. Huh. So we put a dot in the end sometimes to so that we've written the short form of something that has a bigger meaning. So if I've written B dot A, that means Bachelor's of Arts. So Bachelor's of Arts is a big thing to write. So to put it into short, we write BA and we put dot there in the end so that we have written a short form. Sometimes we write etc. That is etc and dot. Why the dot is put there? Because we are showing that we've written it in a shorter form and it has a longer spelling, but we have written in a short form. So whenever we are using short forms in the sentence, and suppose that sentence is, I mean, that short form is in the end of the sentence, we do not need to put another full stop. That means two dots are not required. Only one little dot after the sentence is okay. So, for example, I know that M dot D. I know that M dot D. What do you mean by M dot D? The full form of MD is Managing Director. So of a company or anything. So I know that MD, that is my that I know that Managing director. She is my sister-in-law. Full stop. So I have not used after the D two full stops. I have just used one. That is also showing a full stop of the sentence, and it is also showing that I've written a shorter form of MD. Master, not master, sorry, of managing director. So I've put a shorter form, so I've put a full stop there. So I've not used two full stops there to show one of short form and the other full stop of a sentence completion. No, only one full stop is required there. So sometimes people say that I have used one full stop to show that I'm writing a shorter form and another full stop to show that I've completed the sentence. It's not required. Only one full stop is done. This is another common mistake that we make. Let's see another example. Please shop, comma, also cook. So you need to shop and cook both, etc. That means you need to do more things. Jhadu, pocha, everything. Okay, and a full stop. Etc. is used. That means the full stop is showing that you have used a shorter form. Now the sentence is completed. The other person is saying, I will do it, or I will do the following thing. That does not mean after the etc. you need to put two full stops. No, you just need one full stop to show etc. the shorter form, also to show that the sentence is completed. So please keep that in mind. Now, what do you mean by ellipses marks? Now, people are not familiar with this punctuation mark here. So we will be doing what do you mean by ellipses marks? Okay, the rule for ellipses marks is the three dot method is used for ellipses mark. The three dot method we will see for in further that what is the three dots. Use no more than 3 marks, whether the omission occurs in the middle of the sentence or anywhere in the sentence. You cannot put more than 3 marks, I mean 3 dots. So, for example, if I want to sing a song and I'm writing that I love this song, what song I can put? Okay, I love this song. वो लड़की आंख मारे. Okay, so if I love that song and I'm writing that I love this song, inverted commas, वो लड़की आंख मारे, and I want to say the whole song, so I put dot dot dot. So that shows that the whole song is to be continued. I like the whole song, not only the sentence, but I like the whole song. So the 3 dots are shown, are put to show that the whole song, the further sentence. But some people, what they do, because the song is very long, they think that we have to put many dots. So they keep on adding dot 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 dot. And or sometimes some students also count. वो लड़की आंख मारे आंख मारे आंख मारे आंख मारे आंख मारे आंख मारे. How many times that आंख मारे is there? And then they count and then they put 5 dots because there are 5 words in front of the sentence. Please, please, please do not do that. Please. It's not required. Only 3 dots are is the rule of ellipsis mark. Ellipsis mark are the 3 dots. So now you know what you mean by ellipsis mark. It is the 3 dots that are put to show that there's something forward that you already know. So please do not put extra marks more than 3 dots. It's not necessary. So that is the rule for ellipsis mark. For example, you can see here the original sentence is the regulation states in inverted commas, all agencies must document overtime or risk losing federal funds. Full stop. This is the original sentence. Let's see how we have to put the ellipsis marks here. Rewrite using ellipses. So we have used ellipsis marks in this sentence. The regulation states all agencies must document overtime. Now you already know the sentence that is going to go ahead, right? You know that risk losing federal funds are already ahead. So I am not going to write such a big sentence. I'll just put 3 dots to show you whatever is ahead. So only 3 dots. Even though the words in the previous original sentence is more, does not mean that you need to add 4 or 5 marks. You just need to add 3 dots over there. Ellipses marks are 3 dots to show that the further sentence is continued. So please keep that in mind. The most common mistake. I find it so funny when people actually count the words of the further sentence and put those many dots. My God, you all really have so much of time. So this is a new thing. Okay, let's go to comma now. What do you mean by comma? You already know the comma is a small mark here put in between of the sentence to show that the sentence is not yet completed, but it has a little pause. So the rules of putting comma. Okay. Now we will come see there are many rules here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God, there are many. So there are 14. I will only cover one slide of it today. And then in the next lecture, we will continue with the comma topic. Okay, the comma topic. Wow. So we will continue with the comma topic in the next lecture. So let's see the rules, the first three rules of commas. To avoid confusion, use commas to separate words and word groups with a series of three or more. For example, with the example, you'll understand what does it mean. My property is to be split among my husband, daughter, son, and nephew. So if you want to say more things like I like butter, bread, jam, basic ghee, peanut butter. So many things. God, all fats. So if I want to say so many things, I need to put comma, comma, comma in between of the words because I'm showing that so many things are there ahead. So here the example has husband, daughter, son, and nephew, and that is why we have used commas. And also, when I have written and nephew, you all can see before the and there is a comma. So please do not remove that comma in the end. Omitting the comma after son would indicate that the son and nephew would have to split one third of the property. You all understood what difference it made? So people actually write wills before they die, right? That this my property has to be split into these many people. So if you remove the comma that I said before the and after the son, would what will it show? It will actually show that the son and nephew, both son and nephew together have one part. So from that one part it will actually divide into son and nephew. So it is not like that, that person is not meaning that. It actually means that it has to be equally be divided into husband, daughter, son, and nephew. Four parts of the property has to be done for these four people. But if you do not put that comma in the end, it shows that son and nephew is together. This reminds me to a very comedy movie. You all must have watched Dhamal, the first part of Dhamal, right? There are four people, four actors, and there are two who are brothers. His name is Arshad Varsi, and the other one who is very funny, right? So these people, when they divide the money, they say that तुम दोनों का एक share है. So the share will be divided into three, one person, two person, and those two person who are brothers will have one share. So in that movie, it's shown like that. But if we do not put that comma, those two people need one share. But if we put the comma over here, these are four different shares. So this can actually, a comma can actually create such a huge problem if it's not put in the right way. Now here, if the person would not have put a comma, they would start fighting that we actually want the money, right? The son and the nephew will say, no, we are not one party, we are different parties. So it really creates a huge difference. Okay, another point there. So you all got the first thing. Even though the last thing you're writing with and, you need to put a comma before that if you want to show they are two different things. Use a comma to separate two adjectives when the word and can be inserted between them. So instead of putting and every time, that she is beautiful and tall and glamorous and, Every time you do not want need to put that and, so you can just put commas, 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 and show the qualities. Adjectives means we will be doing later on a topic on adjectives, so I'll not describe the whole adjective. I'll just say that adjectives means the quality of the person. So here, for example, he is strong, healthy man. So strong, you, it can actually be written as he is a strong and healthy man, but you've put a small comma and separated into that he's strong and also healthy. So you got that right. Instead of and, you can put commas. Use commas before or surrounding the name or title of a person directly addressed. So, for example, will you, comma, Aisha, okay, I have used my own name, comma, do that assignment for me? That means this sentence is told to a person, a name is used. So whenever a name is used in the middle, you actually need to put commas, because you don't say, will you Aisha do assignment for me? You don't even understand. Will you Aisha? Will you Aisha is I mean the assignment's name is Aisha? No. You're talking to a person. So will you Aisha, comma, after Aisha, comma, do the assignment for me? Or the other example here, yes, doctor, I will. That means, yes, I'm going to do it, comma, you're talking to a person. So whenever the person is addressed, you need to put two commas, a comma before his name, a comma after his name, to show the pause in the middle. Yes, doctor, I will do it. So you have to put the commas there. So understood, whenever a person's name is directly addressed, you need to put commas before and after his name. So till now, we have covered three things. So the first one was full stop. The other one was ellipsis mark. The full stop, you all understood the rules. Ellipsis mark is three dots. You all understood the rule of that as well. And then the third one is commas. We are still on commas, and there is a lot of points of commas. People think commas, मुझे तो बहुत अच्छे से आता है. Comma कहाँ लगाते हैं? Pause, pause, pause. But it is not really that. So commas has a lot of rules. You saw that I have put 14 rules of commas. We have covered three of them. In the next lecture, we'll be covering more rules of commas, and then we'll move forward for more punctuation marks. So you all must have till now got punctuation marks is not something very simple that we should leave it. It is simple, but once you get it in mind, you will be perfect with your writing skills. So not only communication skills, but also writing skills are very, very important. So here I like to end my session. In the next session, we'll meet again. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.